Hi, I'm Kate Hill with Kate Hill Company. I help schools get to a one-to-one program where they are in a position where they can use one device per student and make that program a success. Today's topic is infrastructure. We're going to talk about connectivity and access, servers and services, storage, classroom devices, and electric power. So the first one is you need to consider your connectivity and access. So you really got to figure out, if you're not buying new wireless access points for your Wi-Fi, you need to manage the ones that you have. Now, really, my recommendation is that you go with a centrally managed system with one device in each classroom. So what this would do is put one wireless access point in each classroom, and the most efficient way to do that is have your maintenance crew or your technology department run network cables to each individual classroom, install the wireless access point, and if you can purchase new ones and get a centrally managed system, that's the best. What this enables you to do is log on, usually through a web browser, so you can do it from anywhere in the school, and you can manage the resources. If there's a heavy load in one particular area of the school, say science, like our science departments in the schools that I have upgraded, usually the science and math departments are the heaviest, and sometimes English are the most heavy users of the devices. And what I do is I can log on and I can look at the centrally managed system, and I can assign a little bit more bandwidth and network traffic to those areas of the school. You can log on and also see if there's a problem in the school. You can see when the problem is occurring. Is at certain times of day. You can manage the resources so that they have a little more bandwidth. So centrally managed is the best way to go. If you can't do a centrally managed system, besides running the wireless access points in each classroom, you're going to want to put one in the hallway for each two to four classrooms, so that they make sure that they can load share a little bit without being hands-on managed by you. The next topic I want to talk about is servers and services. So in the main school that I upgraded, we transitioned to a rack environment in the server room, and we implement central management of the tablets. So what that is, we put a virtual server in where we could borrow from different servers if we needed more room. Like if our data store was getting full, we could allocate more space to that server, and that was an easy way to manage that system. And also we put a mobile device manager into that rack that we could log on to it, and we could trace where the tablets were. So if a tablet went missing, we could log on to that and see where that tablet was the last time it was on our network and who actually was logged on to it. So that was a very valuable tool as it went through the program. If a student misplaced their tablet, we did have a problem with theft at one point, and we noticed that several tablets that had gone missing had logged into the same wireless access points, which was not in our school. It was actually at a location about 15 miles away, and we were able to figure out whose network that was and talk to that student and be able to recover those devices. So I would not implement something like this without a way of tracing the tablets. That was a very valuable tool. The next thing that I want to talk about is storage, and specifically, I did talk about our virtual servers. That was an excellent way to go. The next thing is backup. We allocated 1 gig of space for each student on our network that they can share, that they can store their data to, and then that data is backed up on a daily basis. So that's not a cover-all. That doesn't. If a tablet is rendered useless and they can't get to their data, it wasn't 100% reliable because they're creating documents off-site, but it did recover enough to where they had a starting point and they didn't lose everything. So those backups, they're just a tape backup, so it's not a very expensive system, and they are done daily, weekly, and monthly with off-site rotation and incremental backups. It's been a very fail-proof system, and we've been able to recover anything we've ever looked for. So I highly recommend that. The next thing that we probably will do as we go through this is move to cloud backups, which I feel would be less resource intensive and easier to navigate. The restoration process is a lot easier if you can do a website restore and cloud storage. The classroom devices, we were very careful to choose something that could be used with our projection systems that we already have and the wiring that we're already using. So I want to encourage you to consider that when you're choosing your devices. What projection systems are you using now? Is it app driven? Can the students connect to them without being hardwired connected? Those are some great questions. And then, of course, the last thing that I want to talk about is the electric power in the building. Are your circuits strong enough to handle charging stations if the students forgot to charge their tablets or their laptops before they came to school? In the classrooms, in areas of the building where they're being used a little bit more, is the electric power strong enough to handle that? For this and for resources that augment this material, please go to www.katehill.co and download the information from that website. I hope this information you are finding this information helpful and that I have made the mistakes in various locations so that you don't have to. Please share these video links with colleagues and friends that might find it useful. Take care.